Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen up, Ethereum Classic. There's been some hype around this coin. I know some people are kind of iffy about it, but I think personally, this altcoin season, it is going to do extremely well, in my personal opinion, right? We have been accumulating for a very, very long time, right? We can see, right, we have pretty much a resistance up here, right? We have a resistance up here, and we have a support overall. Oops, I mean, that still works actually. In fact, that works very, very well. So we can see, right, we have this support over here, which is built up on this consolidation zone, right? And we've been holding this line since 2022 in terms of support. Um, and we've been pretty much more or less ranging from 15, let's just say $15 to $40 in general. We've been ranging between this for years now. And you know what? I know, it might not be the most fun thing, especially if you've just been holding, you never sold near the resistance. But this is very, very good news, and I'll tell you why, right? When we go back here, we were also going sideways for roughly 2 to 3 years. We can see, right? We have this nice, beautiful support over here, right? We have the resistance here. We tapped a few times here. We know we had some order blocks here with like some orders there. We have here, right? Here, right? So we can see we've been ranging very, very nicely. And we can see also technically we were going off of this high over here, just the way we are going off of, these highs over here is where we're retesting now, right? And the point I'm trying to make is that every time we have a high, we have some kind of consolidation, we break out, very nice. We retest the last pretty much highs and the last relevant consolidation zone, right? We create another consolidation zone. We break out of it, right? Massive, massive breakthrough. We could see, this thing was pumping hard for 2 months pretty much, right? So during all of April, and it peaked in May, right? This thing was going absolutely nuclear, right? It peaked pretty much the beginning of May. We see that. So, even if you just got in at the beginning of April, roughly somewhere here, you could have potentially made 10x, 6 to 10 to 11x at one point, right? And the reason why I mention this is because right now we are retesting off this consolidation, and we are in another consolidation. So we have a consolidation here, we have a consolidation here, and we have a consolidation here. So what does that mean? Every time we consolidate for a very long time, that means we are looking to be breaking through. And that is what exactly I expect from Ethereum Classic to do this bull run, this altcoin season. We do have to look at the micro level first, right? We do have this resistance over here. And if we go to the daily, right, I do believe, we are at a very good zone right now, right? We have a daily support. The next one is going to be all the way down here at 2175, right? This daily consolidation zone, which I'm not sure if we will hit, because if we take the Fibonacci tool and we go from this high to this bottom right over here, right, we are already having a 61% retracement. And at one point we had over 70% retracement. Now we could go into the 78 zone, into this daily order block candle over here, but it would require for the whole market to dump and have one final shakeout. So if we are going to have one final shakeout, it will most likely be in this daily order block over here. I know there's a lot of stuff on my chart right now, so let me just remove some of them. All right, let's remove this big resistance. Let's remove this other support. So, right, we have this resistance over here. Sorry, we have the support over here, but we also do have this daily order block over here. So what would I be doing personally? Well, right, personally, if I had whatever amount of money, let's say I would put in $100 right now. And then if it's looking to be going down here, I would have $150, right? Order. So I wouldn't, the way I dollar cost average is I wouldn't go like $50, for example, and $50, right? Because that would make it, somewhere in between. The way I do it is I always make the the deeper retracement a little higher so that we get a lower average, right? Hopefully that makes sense. So it's just pretty simple, right? If I bought something at 1 and I bought something at 3, right, the same amount, then my average is 2. But if I bought something at, um at 1 and something at 3, but I bought more at 1, then my average is going to be lower than 2 by a little bit. It's going to be like 1.6, 1.5, 1.7. So I get a better average, right? I get a better, lower price. So that is my personal strategy. And I recommend you guys do that if you're looking to be buying Ethereum Classic, right? Right now, and pretty much at 20 to 80, $23 is where you'll be looking at. So what's next for Ethereum Classic? Well, pretty much once we either retest off this zone, potentially go to order block. The next thing we're doing is to look and contest this $40 zone. All right, this $40 zone is very, very important because once we break through it, then we should be kind of flying high fairly quick, right? In general, we will pick up this speed, right? If we go on the monthly, we can see we have, some resistance here, right? But once we get past it, the only real other resistance would be at $48, which is already near this this market structure over here. So then in general, I would expect us to go pretty quick to $76, right? Because that's like pretty much the last relevant high. Once we hold that, pretty much what I expect is to be taking out this high over here. We should be going fairly quickly because when we go on the weekly, we can see there's not much structure at all. There's an institutional candle over here. So if Ethereum Classic were to do very bad, $100 would be where I think Ethereum Classic would end up. But I do think it's going to do much better than that, right? 175. I think it's going to, at the minimum, sweep these highs, probably to 200 before it would crash. But I do genuinely think it's going to go much, much higher than $200. I think, we talked about $500 Ethereum Classic is a possibility. Now, obviously, it's a little crazy at the same time, but it's not that crazy in terms of market cap, how much money there's going to be. We know there's a big update coming in. I believe it's May for Ethereum Classic. So just more and more reason why things should pump very, very hard, right? Last May, we also pumped hard. So we might have a similar timing, right? Ethereum Classic is going to do what it has to do. And then, maybe after the news comes out in May, early May, we get that pump, then we sell off in June. And that is what I would expect, right? We can even see in terms of the tools, we take the bottom of Ethereum Classic to the top, right? We have a conservative level of $275. We have a more realistic level of $380. And then on the higher end, we have 545. So like I said, I believe this coin will most likely be looking to top somewhere over here as a higher probability, right? Do something like this. So in between the ranges of 370 to 4, let's just say 470 is where I would be looking to be cashing out. For me personally, right, I'm going to be looking at structure, of course, but for you guys, right, I think that is a great price prediction, and I would not be surprised if the Ethereum Classic would manage to pull off this move. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye.